Hello ladies and gentlemen, this video has no script or anything like that. It's pretty much just a video that I want to make to further engrave the things that I've learned from a very special and popular book, which I think is such an incredible book, which you may know of, and it's this one right here, Think and Grow Rich. I recently read this book and finished it, and in this video I just want to share the biggest things and value that I got out of it, so maybe it can also help you. Before I start, there's so much, and very much actually, going on for me right now, which I'd love to talk about right now, but I think would make sense putting into another video, which is more like a vlog and day in the life, so that I can further elaborate on that. And a lot of these videos I love to use as to hopefully help and inspire some people to document my journey and to preach what I teach, so that the things that I'm learning will be deeper engraved into my mind. So without any more yapping, I'm going to talk about the things that I've learned from this incredible book, Think and Grow Rich. I absolutely recommend that you read it. So Think and Grow Rich is, like I said, probably a book that many of you have probably heard of from all of the inspiring people you watch, Iman Gadzi, etc., etc. And the book, as it states in the in the cover, is about your mind. In the book, I'd say this first lesson is that everything stems from the mind, absolutely everything. As it says on the cover of the book, Think and Grow Rich. On the backside cover of the book, giving you a teaser of what this book is about, it says that the author, Napoleon Hill, mentions the secret to riches and success no fewer than or no more than 100 times. But he says that he leaves it in plain sight, for that when you are ready, you will discover it, and that it is far more powerful for you yourself to have figured it out instead of him directly telling you, although he wishes he can. And what I realized in nearly every single chapter, on almost every single page in this book, was that the secret that he did not directly say was that if you think rich, you will grow rich. Everything stems from the mind. There is a quote from Henry Ford, which maybe you've heard before, maybe you haven't. And it goes along the lines of, the man who thinks he can and the man who thinks he can't are both correct. If you think poor, you will live a poor life. Your mind is a magnet, and it is the motherboard of all of this. And going back to Henry Ford's quote, if you think you can and you think you can't, you're both right. If you think you can, even better, if you know you can, then you are going to do it because you know you can and you want to do it. The person who thinks that they can't won't even bother trying because they don't think that they can. So the absolute key to success is your mind. Having a strong mindset and a growth mindset and a rich mindset. That is really the key. I'd love to think of other things to come, but I think that was so far the best way for me to explain it. The second learning, which I think was extremely, extremely interesting and a very big subject in the self-improvement space. And it was the chapter called The Mystery of Sex Transmutation, something like that. And in this chapter, Napoleon Hill talks about the incredibly powerful energy of sex, the sexual energy. He gives an example is that if you have a pet, or you even look at a bull, when a bull is not I forget the term, but you know, when they basically have to cut off his things, you notice that that the bull or your pet becomes extremely complacent. All of that aggression, ambition, desire to lead, to dominate is gone. Napoleon Hill says that sexual energy is the most powerful driving force that leads to action, which makes sense because that is really the goal of us humans, is to continue the bloodline and to survive. And what I found very interesting was how he says, think of lust or your sexual energy like a river, but with a dam in between. Eventually this dam, or eventually the river, will find an exit after all of this pressure continuously strengthening. Eventually this river will find an exit or a leak. And it is exactly the same with your sexual energy. If you do not transmute this extremely powerful energy, it will eventually find a leak, whether that be good or bad, whether that be a waste of energy through masturbation, or I don't know, maybe you do something good with the energy. But it is, he says that if you learn to transmute this energy into creative works and just building your empire, you will find that it is one of your biggest motivators. And let's say you right now struggle with masturbation and you do it too much. Masturbation, obviously, if it's in front of porn, that is absolutely horrible. That's the worst you can do. But if it's just masturbation, if you really think about it, I believe that it's just a waste of energy. But absolutely, bro, in front of porn, you should not do that. You have to stop. And if you realize that you have a lot of things you're focused on, other things, and a lot going on in your life, you find that you don't really have a desire to masturbate and to waste that energy and to let it all out. You start transmuting this energy into things that actually move you forward instead of just letting it out and wasting it. So as Napoleon Hill said, it is one of the most powerful motivators, maybe the most powerful motivators that a man can use, or anyone can use, to fulfill what he wants to achieve. And although those were only 2 topics and subjects, I'd say that they were the absolute biggest learnings that I got from reading this incredible book. And like I said, this was a very unscripted and raw video because I just wanted to share the learnings that I got out of it. I hope it was able to help you. I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.